So it's 1:30 na pala. Maybe we should start na. Ali.
Ayan, so kanina pa ako nagsasalita pero to formally start the program, mabuhay! Welcome to the TSMS Listen. To start the event, may we call on Mr. Kurt Lontok of Tourism Student Mover Society to lead us a prayer to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem.
Hello, everyone. May I request everyone to bow down your heads and feel the presence of the Lord. Dear Lord and Father of all, thank you for today. Thank you for ways in which you provide for all of us. For your protection and love, we thank you. Help us to focus our hearts and minds now on that we are about to learn. Inspire us by your Holy Spirit as we listen. Guide us by your eternal light as we discover more about the world around us. We ask all this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Kurt Lantok. So now let's start.
Mga
So,
kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
ayan, sorry guys. Shadow po ako nagmadali. Realize ko hindi pala dapat minamadali. Char. Anyway, bonjour, ciao, annyeonghaseyo, guten tag, or good afternoon, Ka-Turismo. Welcome to TSMS Listens, a town hall forum brought to you by the Tourism Student Mover Society of NU Laguna. Once again, my name is Christian Geronimo, and this session is intended to discuss and tackle all the matters related to the organization and to allow its members to speak and open up their concerns and queries to the higher ups. So this is your chance to raise your concerns and questions. Yes.
Hola, konnichiwa, ni hao, yasas, and mabuhay. I am Alisa Kililan, and we will be your hosts for this event. Today is a special program for us tourism management students to lend our voices to the higher ups. But before we start, may we call on Professor Jennifer Hernandez, our very own TSMS advisor, for her welcoming remarks. Let us give her a virtual round of applause. Ayan, so mukhang nagkakaroon ata ng technical difficulties si Ma'am Jen. So, skip muna natin siya. And then, we'll proceed to our, uh, to the, to the main event of this town hall forum.
And so before to start the discussion, let me first introduce to you our very own General Secretary, Miss Danica Saiko to discuss our Freedom Wall. Hey, Danica.
Good afternoon, Ka-Turismo. If you are hesitant to ask question or seek clarification as we go through to this event, the link you are seeing in your screen as well as in the chat box, yung sined ko kanina, as well as in the chat box, allows you to send questions, concern, and clarification anonymously, which will be addressed later in our question and answer segment. I also recommend that you do not log in or create an account in Padlet to assure you that your query or response is submitted anonymously. That would be all on my part. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Madam General Secretary. And now, may we call on our Miss VP for Research, Miss Grizel Junto, for the discussion about the second term enrollment. Wait lang po, excuse lang po. Wala pong audio yung... Yan.
Testing muna.
Hello, am I audible?
Ayan, much better
Much
yan. Narinig
I'm
na natin
sorry.
ang explanation.
Sige. So, thank you and I'm sorry once again. So, ulitin ko yung sinabi ko. Hello, good afternoon, Ka-Turismo, and I hope you're having a great day today. So, I'll be discussing the enrollment process for the second term. So, next slide, please. Okay, so first and foremost, the enrollment period for continuing students is from November 21 to 26 only. So currently, the enrollment period is already ongoing. It started last Monday until this Saturday. And enrollment after these dates will have a minimal penalty. And of course, don't forget the office hours during enrollment is 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So when enrolling, let's maximize the use of NUIS and enroll by the following procedure. So first, of course, is log into your NUIS account. You can see the link below and then enter your username and password. Second is in your home control center, you'll see first manual and students group. Click the students group and click on online enrollment. So please take note that you should check first the module my clearance information to see if you have accountabilities from different offices that prohibits you from continuing using online enrollment. So settle these first before enrolling. And next is contact your cluster head or program chair if a message appears that you have retention concerns. Third is in the flow chart shown, click on courses not yet earned. So you should see available schedule. And if you don't see any schedule open for that course in your college, it means that the course is not offered for the term. So again, please take note that check the module list of class offerings for course offerings from other colleges. And for those needing assistance from their program advisors, you can schedule an appointment with identified advisors via MS Teams. And of course, for students with scholarship and discounts, please refer to the email sent by Student Development and Activities Office, or known as SDAO, on the schedule of online application, validation, and tagging. For any inquiries, you may contact their email, SDAO's email, at sao at nu-laguna.edu.ph. So fourth is for the payment. You can pay using the following payment facility. First is through NUIS payment. You can see the link in the presentation. Next slide, please. Okay, so log in first to your NUIS account. And once successful, log in and do the following. So first, go to your profile or go to the profile. You should make sure that the student beneficiary's details are correct. And then click back, go to make payment, and then enrollment fees. Then select the name of the student beneficiary and enter a billing address. And lastly, click submit. So you will be transferred to the Paynamics gateway. Choose from any available payment options and follow the instructions. For the over-the-counter option in Paynamics, please pay on or before the date of payment. So this date of payment is given along with the reference number. If payment is not made during the stated period, you need to get a new reference number from Paynamics Gateway. So once paid, the student beneficiary's official enrollment will be processed the following working day. And next one is for other payment options in Paynamics. Upon successful transaction, the student beneficiary is already officially enrolled. Next slide, please. So if there are concerns with your payment through Paynamics, you can contact the accounting office at their email address, accounting@nu-laguna.edu.ph, or by calling their landline number 049-572-3356 or mobile number 0998-596-0425. Next is through BDO bills payment. You can refer to the attached file, the BDO bills payment 1, for the guidelines, and then after all that, confirmation from the accounting office will be sent to your registered email. So for the in-campus enrollment, you can proceed to the registrar's office for your certificate of registration or COR after payment. And please don't forget to bring your own black ball pen and printed assessment form. To also bring and wear your school ID and follow the dress code, because students who are wearing sleeveless blouse, crop tops, miniskirt, skirt, and short pants will not be allowed to enter. And lastly, congratulations, you are now officially enrolled, and you can view and print your certificate of registration or COR on your NUIS module. So that would be all. See you everyone for the second term. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Ms. Junto. And now, after discussing the second term enrollment, let's now proceed to the procedures on applying for the scholarship for yung second term. So, ayan yung mga gusto mag-apply ng scholarship, Blue, White, WAEB. Ayan, we'll discuss this. So, may I call on our current second-year batch representative slash UAEB scholar, Mr. Justin Adrian Saturno. Let's give him a virtual round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I'm sure most of you are very excited on what I'm about to discuss, because actually, in order for you to be a scholar, you don't really need to be the smartest or one of the smartest people in the whole university. All you need to do is to just maintain the required grades, and then you can be a qualifier for the scholarship. But let's first discuss a few things about the scholarship. Can we proceed, please? So first, what are the dates to remember for the next upcoming awarding of the scholarship? First is the tagging of discounts. That will be from November 16 to 26. Next is the validation and tagging of continuing blue, white, and UAEB scholars from the 21st to the 23rd of November. Next is the evaluation of the waitlisted UAEB applicants. So these are for applicants from last year's UAEB qualifiers. And then next is the application of new UAEB applicants. That will be on the 25th. And on the validation of tagging and new UAEB scholars, you just have to wait until the 1st and 2nd of December for you to know if you are already a UAEB scholar. Next slide, please. So for the continuing blue or HSF or the Henry C. Foundation scholarship, the white scholarship, and the UAEB scholars, all you need to do is to basically just wait for you to be tagged again as a scholar, and then you'll be automatically enrolled. So you don't need to do anything else. Just wait for the office to assess if you are still qualified. Next slide, please. So how do you apply as a returning Blue Scholars? So first, proceed to the Student Development and Activity Office to process the scholarship application. This is the SDAO. That will be an office in our faculty. So all you need to do is to go there and then make sure that you have the maintaining required subject grades or GWA or CGWA in the previous term. That will be not anything not below 90%. That is the maintaining grade for you to be a Blue Scholar. Then no grade remarks of course, fail, repeat, zero, and or drop. Then minimum load of 15 units, no advanced or delayed subject unless specified otherwise in your program flowchart. Next is the school record should be free of any disciplinary offense, as this is actually applicable not only to any aspiring scholars but to all of the students as well. Thank you. Next slide, please. So for the applying or returning UAEB scholars, all you need to do is to again proceed to the SDAO office and again maintain the required subject grades. For the requirements or the maintaining grades for UAEB scholars, this is going to be assessed for 3 consecutive terms. Your grade should be 3 for the GWA and then 3 a grade or a final grade of not below 2.50. Oh, hello. Sorry. Saan ako na-mute? Sorry. Okay, I'm just going to repeat na lang. So for the returning Blue Scholars, again, proceed to the SDAO office. Then the maintaining grades should be not below 90% for your final grade, and then no grade remarks of fail, repeat, zero, or drop. And then again, the minimum load of 15 units. Then your record should be free of any disciplinary offenses. Next, please. So for the returning UAEB scholars, again, this will be assessed by the SDAO for 3 consecutive terms. All you need to do is to have an average grade of 3 and a lowest subject grade of 2.50. And then there should be no grade remarks of again fail, repeat, zero, or drop. Minimum load of 15 units, school record is free of disciplinary offense, and then your gross family income should be less than 300,000. So you will be needing to have an ITR or the income tax return for this, or the tax exemptions to be submitted to the SDOSL upon your application. And then if your parent is self-employed or your parents have a business, their earnings should not be more than 100,000 annually. Next slide, please. So how do you apply as a returning UAEB scholars? First, what is a UAEB scholars? UAEB actually means University Academic Excellence Benefit, which is recognized by continuing students' excellent academic performance in the university. That is why this is being assessed for 3 consecutive terms. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be consistent for a whole year. It actually, some applicants now are applying because they have been maintaining the grade for the second and third term of last school year and then the first term of this school year. So that is still allowed. What qualifies you to be a UAEB scholar? So first, student grade should not be lower than 2.5 in any course in 3 consecutive terms, a GWA of 3 and above for again 3 consecutive terms, no grade remarks of fail, repeat, zero, or drop, the minimum lobe of 15 units again, and then school records should be free of disciplinary offenses. And as I had discussed earlier, the annual family income should be less than 300,000. You need an ITR and the tax exemption for this. And then also, if your parents are self-employed or if they have a business, your annual income should be less than 100,000. Next, please. So how do you apply as a UAEB scholars? It's actually very simple. This is how I apply as I was a UAEB scholar. First, you need to proceed to the SDAO. This would be an office in the faculty, and your grades should be, as I have discussed earlier, that will be for 3 consecutive terms. And you don't have to print out anything for that because they will automatically check it on the system if your grades are qualified for a UAEB scholarship. Then again, this is a limited slot only. So if you don't get it, you're going to be waitlisted for the upcoming terms. So you don't have to worry. Next, please. And then again, proof of parents' income. We must submit the following documents. These are very particular, so you need to make sure that you have all of these documents if you are going to be applying for the UAEB scholarship. So first, for employed parents, you have the 2021 income tax return. If unemployed, first you need to have the certificate of tax exemption from the BIR district office, the affidavit of no or low income from a notary public. Next is the certificate of indigency from the barangay, and all three documents are needed, so you need to take note of that. And then for single parents, the affidavit of solo parent or ID from the notary public, and or a single parent ID. If deceased, you will be required to submit a death certificate. Next, please. There are also other things that you need to um, acquire for the scholarship, and this is one of the most important, which is the recommendation letter. You're going to be needing to get in touch with a faculty member or any staff from the university who knows your situation or your family situation so that they can write a letter. So this is addressed to the director for academics, written by the NU Laguna faculty or employee who knows you and your family's circumstances well. The letter should include your name, the faculty of employee's name, designation, department, and contact information like email or contact number. So next slide, please. So how do you apply for an employee and dependents of NU discounts? So again, go to the SDAO office, and then you must check if you have an immediate family member of NU Laguna employee, and there should be a certificate of employment for NU Laguna or an endorsed letter from the HR office. Next slide, please. So for the AFP or the Armed Forces of the Philippines discount, again, proceed to the SDAO, children of an active member of an AFP, and then there should be an endorsement letter from the AFP. It must be updated from the validity of the endorsement letter is from October to November 2022 only. Next slide, please. And then for alumni discounts, again, proceed to SDAO, and then what qualifies you is that you must be an immediate family member of an NU alumni, and then there should be an alumni ID, TOR, or diploma, or any document that might serve as proof that they are an alumni of the university. Next slide, please. And then for the PWD discounts, there's not much of a requirement. You just need to proceed to the SDAO, and you must have a medical abstract if you're first time to submit it to SDAO, and you must have the PWD card. And next is for the child of SM employees. Again, proceed to SDAO, and then what you need to have is the updated certificate of employment or validity of COE is from October to November 2022. Then you must have their employee's ID and the birth certificate of employee and the student. Next is how do you apply for a student discount? So again, proceed to the SDAO, and a minimum of 2 siblings should be enrolled for you to avail for this discount. And then certificate of registration of siblings for second term school year 2022 and 2023. And then an NSO birth certificate if it is your first time submitting it to SDAO. And next slide, please. That will be all for me today. If you want to know more about the what I have already discussed, these are information that are actually sent out to you by SDAO through your Outlook email. So you just have to check there. And also, if you want to know about the amount of inclusions that you have or the discounts that you have for any type of scholarship, you can also check that in the FB page of NU Laguna. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Adrian Saturno. So for the disciplinary actions, may we call on our on Comelec chairman slash disciplinary officer to discuss further about the disciplinary actions, Miss Abigail Almazan.
Mabuhay, Ka-Turismo! I am Abigail Almasan, TSMS Chairwoman and Disciplinary Chair. Today, together with my Commissioner, Ms. Rose, we are going to tackle about the general policies of TSMS. So first, next slide po. So first, all tourism students must abide by the rules and regulations formed by the disciplinary committee, which we are talking right now. So bakit nga po may mga rules na ginawa? It is for us, tourism students, be careful and put extra caution in our actions. These rules are not difficult to remember. So let's be disciplined enough to abide because it is for our own sake. Let's guard and be guided by the NU core values in our everyday life, either inside or outside the campus. Next, second, the student will only be given 3 warnings. More than that will be causing the student to receive a disciplinary memo from the disciplinary committee. In 2.1, considered as the first warning, the student will be monitored about upon receiving a complaint. In 2.2, considered as the second warning, the student will do a written essay stating his or her offense. And in 2.3, considered as the third warning, the student is obliged to do community service. On this matter naman po, we provided 3 warnings to give him or her the chance to think about what will be the consequences of their actions. Next slide po. Next, third, the student must come to the premises applying to the dress code of the school. As tourism students, it is very vital for us to conform carefully to the dress code because it is one of the most fundamental criteria to set ourselves up to the basics of professionalism. That would be all for me, and the rest will be discussed by my Kamala Commissioner, Miss Jonglai.
Ayan. I hope I'm audible enough. And pasensya na po agad if may unnecessary background sounds po kayong marinig. So, good afternoon to all of our tourism students present today. As introduced by Miss Abigail, I'm Rose, and we'll be tackling the remaining policies. So, here we are at General Policy number 4. Students are not permitted to bring prohibited items such as these, for example, cigars, vape, sharp weapons, etc. on the campus. Although mandatory naman na po ito sa lahat ng students, hindi pa rin po namin makontrol ang mga dinadala nila and katulad ng mga bagay na to ay pwedeng makasira sa school premises. And under this policy contains 4.1 and 4.2. Policy 4.1 says here, any violated item from the student will be confiscated. No excuses will be allowed. We learn to be strict sa kapwa namin students, and that also applies to officers, of course. Lalo na't nasa loob po tayo ng campus. And policy 4.2, the item will be redeemed only by applying rule number 2. Clarifying on this one, I said the policy number 2, they will be deducted at least 3 warnings. After complying with the task given, doon lang pwede maibalik ang prohibited items to students. Lastly, policy 5, failure to comply may result in the student doing the following procedure from rule number 2. Concluding it all for policy number 5 states that if a student regulates the said rules from the committee under 1 to 4, they are obligated to do the penalties. That also applies to every one of us. And we believe as the disciplinary committee, kailangan sa amin pa ring officers na bumula ang right conduct of the student. Again, integrity, compassion, innovation, resilience, and patriotism are implemented as the NU core values for a reason. Hindi naman po ito walang bahala just for us as students to not abide by these values. That's all for my side. Thank you for this time.
Ayan. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Next, may we call on our first and third year representative, Ms. Casey Sinda and Ms. MJ Susvilla, to discuss about their Mentimeter.
Good day, Ka-Turismo. How are you so far? We may know what are your thoughts. Kindly hit the reaction button if you have some questions or clarification. We are grateful to answer you. Thank you. Good day, everyone. The Mentimeter is already posted on the comment section. Kindly hit the reaction button if you have some questions. Po. We are grateful to answer your question. Thank you very much.
Ayan, mga ka-Turismo, hit up your reactions kung ano yung nararamdaman nyo ngayon nandito kayo sa Town Hall Forum.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Casey Sinda and Ms. Elvis Escuela. So now andito na tayo sa exciting part. So are you ready? So if you're ready, let us call on Dean Ara. Ayan, you heard it right. So, hi, Dean Ara.
Can you hear me well?
Yes po.
Ayan. In any case na maputol ako, please let me know ha, kasi I'm using mobile phone only and via Wi-Fi kasi my microphone does not work dun sa aking desktop. Anyway, we're gonna explain ang technical difficulties ko. So let's go to our announcement for the activities. So I heard you will have your ball. So God bless to everyone. Pero I wish you luck kasi again, the purpose of that one would be for a cause. Yan. So let's be mindful of our expenses. I know that you're very excited with your ball and you're already thinking of what to wear, where to rent. But please hold on to your hold on to your mga expenditures because this term we will start to have our tours. So we will be now applying for off-campus activities. Right? Kasi that's what we do eh. As a tourism student, that's what we do. If we don't do that, medyo mako-question ng pagiging tourism management students natin, right? Because aside from what we learn from the four corners of our classroom, we should be able to apply that and be able to experience that outside. That's where the real learning is. All right. So for this term, for our first year students, we will have for your micro perspective of tourism industry and Philippine geography, you will have a Manila South tour. So land-based muna po tayo. Intro lang. Yeah. It's an overnight tour and it will now later I'll discuss the dates. So that would be the tour that we're preparing for you. Again, everything is still on lodge with Ched, but we have initial talks with them and they are giving us a go already. Just submit the needed requirements. That's why for the coming weeks, we'll be requiring a lot of things from you. Like we'll be asking you to sign some, actually after today, during your first week of classes, your professor will ask you to sign an attendance sheet because this is included already with the requirements. One of the requirements is for us to advise the students in advance that there will be upcoming off-campus tour. So sort of a briefing. So this is step one. So we'll be asking you to sign an attendance sheet for this one. Right? So yung mga umattend. How many ba umattend dito? Sorry, hindi ko na na-check kasi I'm very busy kanina doing the enrollment. Our host, how many are we here? Would you know?
73.
70. Oh my gosh. Less than half. But anyway, bababa uli siya ng ating mga faculties. It will be discussed again. So going back, for our first year students, it will be a Manila South tour. Manila, of course, Metro Manila, and then South Batangas. Okay, so that's the combination that you will be doing. That's an overnight tour, right? And of course, land-based po siya. Hindi naman tayo pwede mag-aeroplano papuntang Batangas or mag sea-based. So land-based po siya, and then it's an overnight thing. This tour is already good for 2 courses. Please take note that all of campus activities, specifically the tours, are not actually required. Right? However, it has a great component for those who will attend. Now, for those who will not be able to join because of financial difficulties or whatsoever, physically cannot do it or something like that, there is an alternative activity, always an alternative activity for you na naka-ready. right? But then again, as a tourism management student, it is always um, recommended for you to attend the tours. By the way, the tours are not leisure tours, FYI. They are educational tours. Actually, we call it familiarization tours because as you go on tour, specifically for this for the first year, you will undergo several trainings or seminars slash trainings. And of course, aside from that, the experience itself will provide you enough exposure to the industry, right? Because this tour, this off-campus activity targets targets objectives of two courses. One is the micro perspective of tourism industry, and second is the Philippine geography, right? Next is the next off-campus activity is for the second year and the third year combination already, and that would be just one moment. That would be for second year, targeting the objectives of the course operations management and sustainable tourism. And for the third year, targeting the objectives of the course tourism, heritage tourism, and tourism and hospitality marketing. Right? Now the tour will be our target tour will be in Palawan. That would be 3 days, 2 nights tour. All right. Again, all of what I'm mentioning here are still for proposal to CHED. But ang positive doon is that we were given a go signal to apply. Kasi before, hindi pwede mag-apply. But now, pwede nang mag-apply. But yun, i-apply pa po natin. So that's our target. So that's 3 days, 2 nights for you guys. All right. So those are the activities. Now, when would this be? Now, for the first year, that would be on either January 17 to 18 or January 24 to 25. Now, for the third year, since this is 3 days, 2 nights, just one moment. Giniginaw na ako. For the third year, we are targeting the dates January 30 to February 1. January 30 to February 1 or February 6 to 8. So that's for the date. So if you may please mark it already in your calendars. Make sure that you're available on those dates, and also if you can sound it off to your parents already. Now the prize, we will be releasing a letter to the parents twice actually. First is the initial we will be releasing a letter to the parent with the initial rate or yung parang tinatawag nating bracket, yung more or less magkano, so that they can prepare for your they can prepare for the budget. And ang nakasama doon is if they will be allowing you, so we can already have more or less a head count how many will be joining. Again, the tours are not required naman. So that's why we're asking if you will be allowed na or papayagan ba kayo. And then the second letter will include already the final details, the final rate, the deadline to pay, and also the itinerary, right? So they would know where you're going and the activities that you will be undertaking. So that would be the second letter. So this before at the start of the class, like 1 to 2, first week to third week, probably before Christmas, before the Christmas break, we'll be able to release the initial letter and to know the head count. And the final letter upon after the Christmas break, we'll be able to give it to you already so that you will already know how much it is, and also you can already make the payments. Tamang-tama pagkatapos ng Pasko. So, nakapamasko na kayong lahat. So, galingan nyo pong mamasko, ha? Yan, para marami po kayong baon pagdating ng tour. Alright, so, now, we don't have anything to prepare for documents except for vaccination cards. So only those fully vaccinated can actually join the tour. It's the number one requirement, right? When we say fully vaccinated, that would be the yung first and second. Yung booster, hindi naman nila hinihingi. So if hindi pa kayo nakapag-booster, hindi naman siguro siya hingin. As long as you have already the card, yun yung magmamatter. Alright? And of course, yung yes ng mga parents. Right? So, pa-mark na lang po ng calendars na yun again. And then, again, please sound it off to your parents already so that they are already prepared for it. I'm pretty sure some of you, especially the third year, medyo delay na nga po ito. Long waiting. So, we will be expecting na maraming makakasama sa third year. But for the first year and the second year, syempre medyo kailangan po natin talaga silang bigyan ng paunang advice because syempre po baka hindi pa nila in-expect na this year na agad meron. But hopefully open naman po ang ating mga parents na talagang darating po sa time na you will do tours already sa natin. And sa program natin. It's actually part of what we do in the program. Right? It's part of the program. Hindi lang po siya sinasama sa tuition fee. It's because here in Enyo Laguna, we don't require it. Alright? So we understand some of you have difficulties as well. Financial difficulties most especially. So kaya hindi siya kasama sa tuition fee. But it should be expected since ang tinake niyo pong program is tourism management. Right? This will really help you out to actualize what you have learned, especially the third year. Yan. And yung mga learnings na yon, I'm pretty sure that would be the learnings that you will be able to share or use as you move on to your careers, just like what we have experienced when we were in college, right? So for questions, you may reserve that during your Q&A. Do we have Q&A? But if you will be asking for details, please reserve that during your class. Okay, kasi as of the moment po, ang hawak pa lang ni Ma'am Ara ay probable dates, and ang medyo na specify lang talaga po namin for now is where we are going, so that we will be so that makapaghingi na rin kami ng mga, actually nakahingi na nga kami ng mga proposals, but we cannot provide yet the itinerary. You cannot ask me about the itinerary. You cannot ask me about the rate because still ongoing process. So reserve nyo na lang yan sa mga faculty nyo that will be handling you, right? For those questions. Aside from that, expect to have new set of faculty members. So we'll have new faculty members onboarding. during the third term. And then, what else? So yun po yung pinaka-major na activity natin. Yung the usual nating Pasyal Pinas and all of this, we will just do our our exhibits on the third term na lang po. Alright? So for now, yun muna po. And we will, please make sure to always check your GCs, batch GCs. If you're not yet a member, please be a member. Or you know anyone na hindi pa member, please be a member. Kasi especially pag wala tayo sa mga klase, mga term breaks, ganyan, we do the announcement sa mga GC. And it's good that you are updated po lagi sa mga nangyayari sa program natin. So thank you guys. I hope to see you soon in the campus. We will still have the same setup. Specific courses muna po ang face-to-face / Russell. And for most of the courses, it will be offered Russell. Now, yung naririnig nyo na all courses will be offered face-to-face, that would be on the third term. So, maghanda-handa na po, lalo na po yung mga estudyante natin na malayo or not here in the country or probably in the province. You have to, please come and see me or call me so we can discuss kasi yun na nga po, on the third term, all courses will be offered on face-to-face / Russell or yung tinatawag po nating yung category 2. Yan. So, kailangan mapag-usapan na natin. Kailangan malaman na namin yung decision nyo in terms of if you will be staying with us or what will be your plans. All right? So, thank you so much. Bye!
Yan. Thank you din, Ara, for that wonderful news. We all know that we are all excited to be part of the tour next year. Moving forward, we may now continue in our question and answer portion.
All right, so if you have any questions, concerns, you can drop it in the comment section or you can speak. Raise
You
your
can
hand.
also you can also drop your queries din sa Padlet na nabanggit kanina ng ating General Secretary. Ayan, so may nakalagay dito. First question natin is about Dean's Lister. Ano po ang requirements to meet para po maging part ng Dean's Lister? Thank you. Ayan.
Can I answer that question?
Ayan. Ulitin ko po ulit yung tanong, Kuya Kurt, para po
Sige
sa
po.
iba. So, yung tanong po is, ano po ang requirements to meet para po maging part ng Dean's Lister?
So ito yung qualification natin para maging Dean's Lister or honors list. So ito ay galing sa So the Registrar's Office is responsible for releasing the official list of honor students every term. Students on the list will receive a certificate of recognition. So to qualify, students should, letter A, attain a general weighted average as indicated below. For first honors, may GWA dapat tayo na 3.50 or higher. For second honors list, may GWA tayo na 3.25 to 3.49. Letter B, carry a minimum course load of 15 academic units unless specified otherwise in the program flowchart. C, have no grade lower than 2.5 in any academic course. D, have no failing grades or mark in any course including 0 credit courses. Letter E, have not been found guilty of cheating or any academic dishonesty as provided for in this handbook. So, easy lang. Dapat 3.25 pataas yung ating jiwa and wala tayong minimum or wala tayong mas mababang sa 2.5 na grade sa kahit anumang course, including NSTP. Back to our host.
Right? Thank you. So I hope na-answer yung question. And dito naman, sabi ito, it's about the ball. So I assume ito yung sa gala night natin. So sabi sa question, hello po, need po ba na may ka-partner sa ball in case po na may awarding? Yeah.
Okay, ako na ulit. Hindi naman kailangan need na may partner sa gala night. And wait tayo for further announcement ng gala night natin. We are nasa process pa rin tayo ng pagpapa-approve nun, but hopefully next week ay meron na tayong announcement regarding doon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ayan, so I hope, Ka-Turismo, that answers your question about the gala night. Ito naman, meron pa tayong isang question about UAEB concern or about scholarship. What if OFW po ang parent and solo parent? As long as 300,000 pesos ang annual income, pwede po bang mag-apply?
So po, well, I think I can answer this one po based on my understanding of the requirements. So if yun po yung case na single parent po siya and OFW, there are requirements po that you need to submit a document proving that he or she is a single parent. There is an affidavit of solo parent ID needed from the notary public and or a single parent ID. And then yes, if siya lang naman po yung may source of income sa family nyo and immediate family po kasi yung mini-mention dito. So yes po, still qualified pa rin po siya if the annual income is still less than 300K. Just make sure lang po na they can provide an ITR or income tax return. If not naman po, pwede po kayo mag-submit ng tax exemption po sa SDAW natin. Yan lang po.
And thank you. Ito naman, another concern din sa UAAB din. So, question dito is, kasama po ba midterm grade sa pagbibasa ng grade lower than 2.5 or final grade lang po? Well, I bet I can answer this question since I'm also an UAAB scholar. Yes, kasama po yung midterm. Dapat lahat po ng grades and courses. Grades sa courses po is not lower than 2.5.
Kuha naman tayo sa different question naman. Ito, face-to-face concern naman sila. Question lang po, kung meron na pong date or schedule kung kailan po magkakaroon ng full face-to-face classes. Ito, I think masasagot ko to base sa nabanggit ni Ma'am Ara na sa second term natin ay same pa rin ng first term situation natin, which is yung mga subjects lang na may na required mag-synchronous ay sila lang yung pagpapasukan ng face-to-face classes. Tapos yung schedule is depende sa prof. Nakalagay sa schedule nyo sa may NUIS or sa portal, sa student portal nyo. Ayun.
Ayun, dagdag ko lang Ali, no. They can check the Facebook page of NU Laguna CABMSC. Nakalagay doon kung ano yung mga courses na face-to-face tayo. And according doon, ang ating face-to-face, kung di ako nagkakamali, ay Monday, Tuesday, and Saturdays. So, maalin man po dun. Thank you.
And for the next question naman about the ball end. Ito, simple question. Bakit hanggang 7 p.m. lang daw yung event or yung gala night?
Okay.
Sige, ako na po ulit yung sasagot. Actually, we are trying our best na ma-extend yung gala night. However, merong policy ang Enyo Laguna na hanggang 7 p.m. lang lahat ng events or actually hanggang 8 p.m. yon, pero we need to do our outgress ng 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Dahil mag-iimis pa po yung officers, so magliligpit pa. Kailangan natin sila bigyan ng time for that. So, yun, but sana sa mga susunod na pagkakataon, kung kaya, ay mapagbigyan namin kayo. But sabi nga ni Ma'am Ara, we need to i-on hold yung mga gastusin natin since we have upcoming tours. So doon tayo. Nag-giveaway yung gala night para doon. Yun lang. Thank you.
Ayan. So, dahil parang naging excited yung lahat sa tours, ang daming question about tour related dito sa ating Padlet. So, pag-iisa-isahin na lang din natin sila para masagot din yung queries ng bawat isa. So, dito, ang first is, how much po ang estimated na gastos na magagastos sa tours? And ano-ano daw po yung inclusions na meron sa tour? And lastly po is, pwede po bang magsama kahit hindi tourism ang course basta may pambayad? Yun po.
Alright, so for the tours po, ang pasagutin ko po ay yung inclusion. As mentioned, the price I cannot say yet because we're still getting the proposals from the suppliers. After that, we will be deliberating it. And then of course, we will choose yung hindi tayo pipili ng cheap ha. Ang pipiliin natin ay cost-effective. Yan. So when we say cost-effective, hindi siya mahal, pero dapat po yung inclusion niya ay nararapat po para sa inyong pangangailangan while you're having your tour. Now, the usual inclusion ng tour would be, of course, the transportation, and then if this is overnight, which is most of you are, and then that would be the accommodation. Now, the sharing, usually it's maximized kasi I'm pretty sure most of you guys would love to share room in just one room. Experience na namin yan. Good for 4, pero pagka pumunta kami sa kwarto at nag-check ng room, 10 ang nasa loob kasi gustong-gusto niya yan. But we will maximize it. Of course, syempre, when we say maximize, based syempre yon sa supplier. Yung kunyari, sa accommodation, ano po yung maximum number na pwedeng accommodate ng kwarto. Hindi kami po ang nag-dictate nun. Why we are maximizing it, aside sa we want it ayun nga yung magkasama-sama kayo is yung rate din hindi masyadong tumaas. As you all know, ang isa sa mga mataas na component, lalo na sa third year alam nila to, isa sa mga mataas na component ng price is accommodation. And then transpo. So sa transpo, wala na tayong magagawa dyan kasi we need to ride the transpo. Hindi natin pwedeng i-shortcut. Hindi natin pwedeng i-one way. But the accommodation, we can do something about it by maximizing the sharing. Diba? Next is so transportation, accommodation, food. Of course, lahat ng food, na doon included. Now, the snacks lang ang hindi usually kasi hindi talaga included ang snacks. So we will be allowing you to bring your snacks, especially those who do midnight snacks. Syempre hindi na kasama talaga yon. So again, usually usually snacks are not included, but when we talk about breakfast, lunch, dinner, all included na po yan. Now, with the numbers depending on the numbers. Pero kapag madami po, usually it's on buffet. Right? Kasi hindi na rin po naman siya effective pagka pinlated pa po siya. Lalo na kung madami po kayo. Kasi mas matrabaho yun for the provider. Next, insurance, travel insurance. I know you are all insured as you enroll here in NU Laguna, but iba po yung travel insurance. So in any case of accidents, na wag naman po sana, kasama po iyon. And then next is the entrance fees to the places na mga pupuntahan natin na naka-identify sa inclusions. And then tour guide, of course, kasama po yun. What else? So far yun yung pinaka-basic na inclusion ng isang na inclusion na nire-require natin. And basically, that's wherever naman ganun po talaga. Now, in any case na meron pong offered na other places to visit or other attractions na pwede niyong pasukin na along the way or it's already in the area, however, is not included in the inclusion, nasa option na po yun kung kukunin nyo or hindi. Alright? Minsan may mga ganun. Pero, bihira naman po yun. Okay? So far, yun po yung mga inclusion. So, the activities din po, kasama na doon usually, like, for example, if we will be staying in a resort, kung may pool yun, and then automatically, gagamitin natin yung facilities, yan, maximize natin yung facilities, yan, or a hotel, meron po siyang mga, pool, meron siyang gym, if the gym is free naman po for all guests, then you can use it. Of course, sa room po, ang bar hindi included. Right? Usually, walang bar sa loob ng room. So, to avoid then yung malaking charges kasi mahal po ang mga mini bars. I'm speaking of mini bars. So, mahal yung mga drinks doon and all, mga chips. So, it would be best to bring your own po talaga. Alright? Now, yung pasalubong, kaya nyo na yun. Hindi na namin yun kakargahin. Ayan. So, yun po yung usual na inclusion. What was the third question? I forgot. So, aside from the inclusion? Or did I answer it already?
Yung isa po is, pwede po bang magsama kahit hindi tourism ang course basta may pambayad?
Right. Alright. Yung pagsama po, hindi po talaga natin ina-allow. Otherwise, the parent requires it. May mga ganun po kasi na parents. So, we will be talking to the parents. Dapat, hindi po pwede na sinabi po ng parent ko ganun, hindi po pwede. Dapat mismo yung parent ang magsasabi sa amin na, I want my daughter to be joined by a chaperone. And then, of course, we would want to know who is the chaperone. Kasi kung ano po siya, kunyari, babae yung student, lalaki yung chaperone, hindi niya rin masya-chaperone po yun kasi maghihiwalay sila ng kwarto. Kasi ang mga kasama niya, kapwa babae din po. So, dapat po, saan ang chaperone? Babae. And then, of course, adult. Masya-chaperone tapos bata. So, hindi po pwede yun. So, dapat talagang of legal age din po yung chaperone. So, yun lang po.
So, thank you din, Ara. So, nakita namin ang daming curious na Ka-Turismo na question. So, ito pag-iisahin ko na lang kasi related naman parehas yung question. So, may idea po ba kayo about sa pagiging cum laude? Like, what are the qualifications po? Thank you po.
Hello po. Can we ask Ma'am Ara about this one din po? Kaya, thank you, Ma'am.
Ay, sorry. Hindi ko narinig na putol. Ano po yun ulit?
Ulitin ko na lang. Tayo po sa question. May idea po ba kayo about sa pagiging cum laude? Like, what are the qualifications?
Cum laude agad? Okay. Sige. Let me go to my yung aking reference, baka magkamali ko. So, honor list or cum laude talaga? Baka naman ang tinatanong lang ay honor list. pa-verify naman, is it really the ano yung cum laude or honor list lang? Kasi wala pa namang graduating sa inyo eh, kaya napataka ko ba't yung cum laude. But okay,
Cum laude
it's
po
for
talaga,
ano
ma'am,
po,
yung ano,
for
question.
yung ano,
Opo.
yan, okay. So for summa cum, for academic honors, a student with accumulated, cumulative general weighted average or CGWA for his entire stay at NU should be at least 3.25 with no failing grade in all courses or no R or repeat grade and no record of disciplinary offense. The classification are summa cum laude 3.75 or higher, magna cum laude 3.5 to 3.74, and then cum laude 3.25 to 3.49. All academic honors will be awarded only if the student recipient has completed 75% or more of the courses in their curriculum at a national university. Right? Nasagot ko ba?
Thank you, ma'am.
Ito, itong question na to, since parang kakatapos lang ng finals, maraming curious po. Saan po makikita ang list ng mga nakapasok sa Dean's List? And if may announcement po bang i-release na po yung Certificate of Recognition? Yun po.
Actually, I can answer this one. So, ayun, sabi kanina ni Mr. Kurt, yun nga, sa page po ng CABM, nilalabas yung mga ganitong bagay, especially yung Dean's Lister. And usually, pag naglalabas ng Dean's Lister, it takes a lot of time talaga to process. So, after this term, maybe hindi agad siya malalabas. So, most probably, after second term, like that, or by the end of the year, hopefully. Yun po.
Ito po, may isa pa pong pahabol na tanong is, pwede raw po bang maging Dean's Lister ang irregular student? Yun po. Or hindi raw po pwede. Even though pasok daw po yung grade qualifications nila.
Sorry, sa akin may tanong.
Pwede naman po, ma'am.
Ano yun?
Ano daw po, if pwede daw pong maging Dean's Lister ang irregular student.
Oo naman, as long as nami-meet niya yung minimum number of units at saka wala siyang R, wala siyang 2.5, possible naman po.
Ayun po, ma'am. Thank you po. Yan, mukhang nasagot na naman ata ang mga katanungan ng mga katurismo natin. So, mostly all about TSMS events, tours, tapos face-to-face schedule, and Dean's List. Ito pa po, ma'am. May pahabol pa daw po silang isang question. Is about sa uniform daw po. Is hanggang kailan po na magpi-freestyle or may rules na po ba na need na naka-corporate attire na ang BSTM students like sa other campuses ng NU habang wala pong uniform?
Hello po, kindly mute your mics po. Thank you very much.
Alright. For the uniforms, since supposedly the first year and the second year students are to wear the sports and new sports uniform, if it's not yet, if it will not yet arrive till this second term, we might opt for that on the third term. Again, hindi pa po ako nag-final word about it. So baka wala pong mag-rush to buy anything. Again, we might opt for that. We're just waiting for the final word as to when, more or less, the uniforms will arrive. Okay? Now, since we will have a tour, yung pala, speaking of, we will have a tour, we might need to have a set of uniform, parang sort of a uniform to wear. So just to identify the students, we would encourage everyone to have their tourism shirts already. I heard that wala pang 50% ang may shirt, if I'm not mistaken. I've asked that before, and that's what I heard. So baka we can already open again the ordering of the shirts kasi po on our tours we need at least a day that we are in uniform, most especially pag yung moving around po tayo. Okay? And para po we can immediately identify our students. So I encourage you to order. I also encourage the officers to open again the ordering para po ma-process natin. We will not yet change. I don't think we need to change the set of uniforms since hindi pa natin na ma-maximize yung former set of uniform, or former t-shirt pala rather. So anyway, you just talk about it. If you want to change, then change. But we need one at least one one t-shirt na we're all the same so we can identify you during the tour ng mabilis. Yun po yung pala on the uniform side. So yun lang naman yung ano doon. Pero on generally wala pa pong movement. The same pa rin po. You'll follow the dress code policy. And then you will follow the dress code policy, and wala lang pong medyo may note pala sa akin lagi si Doc Nina about us ha, kasi sa TM malimit daw hindi tayo nag-follow ng uniform ay ng dress code. So paki-monitor, na lang po 'yon, paki-address not address if you can be mindful of that, to follow, most especially the wearing of the crop top. So para po hindi po tayo ma-call ang attention natin. Yan. And then sa ganun din sa lalaki po, please wear po natin yung proper attire po. Yan. Otherwise, sige, lahat tayo magpo-corporate attire. Wala kayo. Charos. So basta lang, proper na inform ko naman po kayo if there will be changes. So far ngayon wala pa naman pong ibinababa sa amin na mag-corporate tayo, ganun. Pero we're looking at kung wala pa talaga, then we might opt for the third term. We might again. So yun po, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dean Ara. So, ito naman for the officers naman tong question na to. Ano po ang mga aabangan naming events sa TSMS? Yan, medyo exciting yung question na. Officers dyan. Officers.
Hello po. Ayan, sige, ako na lang daw ulit. Ang unang aabangan natin for for the end of this year ay of course yung una nating na-announce na yung gala night on December. So yung final date, yung final details about that, as I mentioned earlier, pakiabang until next week. So as much as early as possible na ma-approve na siya, ma-signed na, maglalabas na agad kami ng details. But what can um, yung clue na maibibigay ko ay black and gold. Of course, black and gold. So mag-prepare tayo nun. Then afterwards, dalawa kasing event na magkadugtong yun. Yun, ang kadugtong po nun is yung Tourism in Action. Yung Tourism in Action is the annual event of TSMS as our community extension. So ito, yung ating gala night, hindi tayo basta-basta magsusuot ng mga magagarbong damit lang, hindi tayo basta-basta mag-i-event. So lahat ng ito ay may pupuntahan dahil ito ay we will shine for a cause dahil ito ay may katumbas to ng mga prize or tickets na maaaring makatulong sa ating mga chosen beneficiary. Yung chosen beneficiary natin, ito ay i-announce via page natin pero kung di ako nagkakamali, ito ang ating beneficiary for this year ay ang ating mga kuya and ate sa ating campus, ang ating mga utility and security guards na madalas at kadalasang nakikita nating nagse-serve sa atin, 'di ba? So yon, hinihikayat namin na kayo ay umattend doon sa event na yon. We are preparing this for you guys. Sobra namin itong pinaghahandaan para sa inyong lahat. And we will do our best para ma-accommodate lahat ng wants ng ating students. That's why nagpakalat kami ng survey, nagpakalat kami ng forms. So hanggang ngayon, 70 students pa lang yung sumasagot. Kaya sana ay majority ng students natin ay magsagot na ng ating form para malaman namin kung ano yung ipe-prepare namin based sa gusto ng majority. So sa ngayon, yun muna yung ating aabangan, yung ating gala night for a cause and of course tourism in action. And of course, marami pa tayong mga co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities for second term and third term. So yon, handa-handa na rin tayo. And most likely, medyo sa mga susunod na events natin ay hiwa-hiwalay muna ang mga batches dahil tayo ay magfo-focus sa mga academic activities natin. So yun lang and thank you very much.
May follow-up question pa daw dito. So, allow po ba ang cross-dressing sa gala?
Hi, about the cross-dressing, I think na-announce na natin before, may bagong announcement tungkol dyan. And kung ano po ang binababa ng S daw ay doon po tayo susunod. And hindi po rights ng bawat organization ang tumalima or hindi sumunod sa proper protocol na ibinababa ng S daw. So sunod po tayo doon. And naglabas naman na ng panibagong rules and regulations about that. I think may nakikita naman na tayo sa campus. So kung ano yung nakikita natin sa campus, doon po tayo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kurt. Haliming nakahanda ako ng question dyan.
Hanap pa
Or
tayo.
nasabi- Sige.
Feel ko nasabi na lahat ng questions na gusto ko rin itanong about sa upcoming events, sa mga nangyari, or yung inaabang-abangan ng mga katurismo din natin. Ikaw ba, wala bang any follow-up questions or what?
Ito, regarding sa uniform, pero feel ko kaya naman natin sagutin to. So, saan daw makakabili ng tourism uniform na nabanggit on yun. So, ako na nasasagot. So, as of now, wala pa nga daw tayong uniform. Kasi, as far as I know pala, dalawa ata yung magiging uniform natin. Yung pang sports attire, then yung may sarili tayong uniform. So ayun, ngayon hindi pa siya available and mabibili siya sa, I forgot the name, pero asset something. Sa may tabi ng CR. Kung saan yung bilihan ng mga P-uniforms Doon. Same lang din. And nagpapaskill naman sila doon sa window if ever na magkakaroon ng stock yung uniforms natin, yung mga PE, ganito, ganyan. Ayun, yun lang.
And so they can check naman yung nadadaanan naman nila yon every time na pupunta sila sa campus. Or if not naman, pwede yung i-check yung social media accounts ng TSMS kasi for sure magbababa rin kami ng mga announcements about this type of conversation or mga situation na tinatanong nyo.
Ayan, so I think that will be our last question. Okay. Wala nang pahabol. Okay lang yan. Marami pang time to raise out your concerns. So you can approach us in the campus or sa aming DMs, messenger. Pwede nyo kami message mga officers regarding sa mga concerns nyo or sa mga future events natin. And so let's now call on Mr. Kurt Lontok again for our closing remarks. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yes, good afternoon and mabuhay Ka-Turismo. Hindi man dapat but please allow me to give my closing remarks on behalf of our Presi, Yasi. So as we officially concluded our first town hall forum this academic year, may all the information presented this afternoon in the body helps you to familiarize all the procedures we may encounter during our enrollment and or application of scholarship here at Enyo Laguna as we continue to broaden our horizon in this institution. Additionally, we should always keep ourselves disciplined at all times during our stay at the campus and while wearing our IDs outside and be the epitome of a true-blooded nationalians who carries the five core values of the national youth. Please also remember that us, the TSMS Board of Leaders, will always be here to listen to your concerns, whether it is about your academics, co-nationalians, co-Ka-Turismo, TSMS organizations, or etc. We will remain committed to our purpose by providing you a meaningful campus life. You may also contact us on our email at enyolagunatourismmanagement@gmail.com or message us on our official social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So for the time being, you may contact Miss Kyla Jane Punzalan and yours truly, Mr. Kurt Lawrence Lontok, for your concerns about the organization. Again, for the time being, you may contact Miss Kyla Jane Punzalan and yours truly, Kurt Lawrence Lontok, for your concerns about the TSMS organizations as officers in charge until further notice. May we all have a fruitful second term ahead. Once again, mabuhay and thank you, Ka-Turismo.
Ayan. Thank you, Mr. Kurt Lontok, for that wonderful remark. Before we end this event, here's a few reminders. Please answer the post-event evaluation using the link given in the comment section. For more updates, please follow us at NU Laguna BS Tourism Management on our Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. And for other announcement, Razzle mode or online classes during Monday and Tuesdays are given to give way for NU Laguna's first commencement exercises. And for further updates, you may follow us again on our social media pages. And about sa TSMS merch, I think magsasabi ata si Kyle. Wait lang. Alam ko nandito si Kyle sa call. Kyle, can you unmute your mic para sa announcement about sa TSMS merch?
Okay, good afternoon, Ka-Turismo. The long wait is over. The fourth batch of the official tourism management shirt is on going to made. If you avail our BSCM shirt, you will be received it by the end of November or first week of December. For those who paid a down payment, please settle the rest of the payment on the day you will get the shirt. We will be making an announcement once it is available for pick up at the campus, specifically to our dean's office. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. And lastly, huwag niyo pong kalimutan sagutan yung survey form about sa gala night.
Alright. Ito pa, may announcement pa rin. Don't forget to answer the survey. Ay, sabi na pala. And additionally, enrollment is still ongoing. So don't ever forget yung mga na-discuss kanina about sa second term enrollment. You can enroll and pay online or on-site. And of course, the start
Hi
of second
guys, meron
term.
pala akong itatanong.
Okay.
Sorry. Narinig ko yung enrollment. Okay, so the enrollment is until Saturday, right? After that, yung class list will be cleared. So lahat ng naka-register, matatanggal sa class list. So yung reservation nyo, wala din. So, baka wag po tayong magugulat kung wala po yung ni-register nyo initially ay mawawala after the enrollment period. So those who are planning to mag late enrollment, expect nyo na po na baka you need to request for registration. So you will be seeing me so I can register you again. And kung mawala po yung dating yung reservation, especially for the sections na talagang ano tawag doon, fully book, ay magkakaroon po ng magkaka-chance po yung mga yung nag-iintay na mapalagay doon sa section na yun. But then again, kaya I would recommend that you enroll on time. Now, pero kung hindi naman po talaga kakayanin, expect nyo na lang po talaga na magkakaroon kayo ng change sa section. Lalo na kung yung section na napili nyo ay blockbuster. Right? So, yun lang po.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Ara, for the reminder. And then nga, of course, the start of the second term is 4 days ahead. So, ready na ba kayo next week? And hit the heart button nga. Kung ready na kayo. Honestly speaking, ako, nasa bakasyon pa yung utak ko. Char. Ayan, kidding aside, for the schedule of F2F classes, kindly check the College of Accountancy Business and Management page or CABM and yung Laguna Facebook page for the updates sa mga schedules. Thank you. And ayun pala, it's our pleasure to be with you this afternoon. Tourism will welcome a vibrant industry with a wide array of career options. Once again, my name is Christian Geronimo. On behalf of the entire officers of Enyo Laguna Tourism Society, we say daghang salamat, damo nga salamat, muchas gracias, Dios mabolos, syukran, laho salamat o maraming salamat po.
And I am Alisa Kililan saying gracias, mercy, domo arigato, tak, kamsamida, spasibo, or thank you. And this indeed becomes another milestone for the Tourism Student Mover Society of NU Laguna. To end this program, let us all sing the Nationalian hymn. Bago
Alright.
po mag-leave ang bawat isa, may we request everyone to please open your cameras para po sa ating photo opportunity.
Yes.
Open po tayo ng ating camera. Ayan, everyone, habol pa kayo, pwede pa yan. Madami pang space para sa inyong lahat sa ating photo op. Ayan, so habang inaantay po. Ayan, ready na ba ang lahat? Okay, game. Ayan. Ayan. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile! Isa pa daw. Wait lang po. Ayan. Game. 1, 2, 3. Di ba inantay niyo yung smile? Okay, ito pa lang. Chill kayo. 1, 2, 3, smile! Ayan, okay na. Thank you po.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Ka-Turismo.
Thank you po. Congrats, BOL.
Congrats everyone. Congrats BOL.
Yes.
Congrats Ali. Congrats Christian. Thank you Lay and Infotech team. Thank you guys.